Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mindy here. I hope you had an amazing week and you're ready for a fantastic weekend. Today I'm going to talk about fragrances that I discovered in 2021 that I absolutely adore. Now there have been tons and tons of releases in 2021 and I'm not really focusing on those specifically. I'm focusing more on fragrances that I personally discovered in 2021. Some of these have been on the market for quite some time. Some of them are fairly new. Some of them are brand new to me. So without further ado, let's jump into these fragrances. They are not in any particular order. So I just wanted to give a quick honorable mention to some of the fragrances that I truly enjoy. First is Angel Ice Star by Mugler. This is just a warm, delicious fragrance. It has praline, it has coconut water, I believe, not coconut, but coconut water. There is pineapple in here, there's patchouli, there's vanilla, and I just find this to be such a fun wear in the summer months. I've gone back and forth between this one, Angel Ice Star, and the Eau Croisier 2020. They have some similarities, but Eau Croisier 2020 has a little bit more of that fig. It's a little bit more fruity. It has more of a punch. I love the way this one dries down. It's warm, it's delicious. This one, I do struggle a little bit with longevity unless it's just me going nose blind. Great fragrance that I am enjoying, I am wearing frequently, Angel Ice Star. The next one that's an honorable mention is Dior Addict. Just wanted to mention this briefly. I'm still acclimating to the fragrance. I find it to be gorgeous. It's a deep, intoxicating vanilla. If you're looking for something sort of sexy, sort of seductive, this is an amazing one to try. I didn't like it when I first sampled it. I kind of pushed it to the side. Wasn't that I didn't like it, I just didn't love it at first, but it has grown on me thanks to a subscriber who recommended I retry it. Really enjoying this one, Dior Addict. Gonna be amazing for the winter months. Lastly is Rouge DUA by the DUA brand. This is one that I'm also really enjoying. Another honorable mention here. This is another one that's deep, seductive, it has kind of that sexy quality to it, and I find myself really enjoying this one. The reason I'm not wearing it a ton right now is because it's similar to Eau Duelle in the dry down, though this one's a little bit more seductive. I do like it, but I find it to be more appropriate for me for the cooler winter months. So like Addict, this will be one I'm reaching for when it cools down. So on to the actual list. The first fragrance that I have on the list is Amber Oud Rouge by Haramain. You could not get through 2020 without hearing about Baccarat Rouge 540 all of the time. That fragrance was incredibly popular through 2020, and surprisingly, or not so much, there were a lot of dupes, a lot of clones that came out. And for that reason, I did want to move forward with a clone. I just simply could not pay Baccarat Rouge 540 prices because while I do really enjoy the scent profile, it's not one that I love enough to wear enough to pay that price. And this one is satisfying every need that I have right now for Baccarat Rouge 540. This comes close enough. I've done side-by-side comparisons. This absolutely satisfies that need for me. This is one that I'll keep in my collection, I'll wear consistently, and maybe someday, who knows, I may add Baccarat Rouge 540 to my collection. It's lower on the list of all of the wants that I have right now, but certainly one that I will eventually explore at some point in time. For now, this is Amber Oud Rouge by Haramain. The next fragrance that I discovered in 2021 is Angel's Share. There was a lot of hype surrounding that fragrance as well, and I find it to be gorgeous. Once I smelled my sample, I really wanted a full bottle, but I didn't want to pay full bottle prices, knowing that I'm economic, I'm logical, and I don't like to overspend. I really like to explore a lot of different fragrances. Not to say that I won't add it at some point in time, but a subscriber did recommend trying Angelic Elixir by the DUA brand, and I'm really enjoying the fragrances from the DUA brand. Angelic Elixir is very, very similar to Angel's Share. It's satisfying that need for me. I actually get a little bit more cinnamon from this one than I do from my Angel's Share sample, and I actually like that. I find this to have stronger longevity. It stays on my skin. This is a delicious, warm, cozy, boozy, comforting type fragrance with, tonka bean, vanilla, praline, and sandalwood. There's oak in here as well. Just a gorgeous composition. I know not everyone loves this, but for me, this definitely fills a need and a gap in my collection. Again, this is Angelic Elixir by the DUA brand. So the next fragrance that I have is Soleil Cristal from the La Vie Belle line, and this is by Lancome. This is a fragrance that was released in 2021, one that I discovered in 2021, and one that I'm truly enjoying. It's my scent of the day today, and of all of the La Vie Belles, this most reminds me of La Clotte. I find that one to be a little bit more sweet, maybe a little bit more sticky to a degree. This one is more solar to my nose, possibly because of that ylang ylang that's in here. There is coconut as well, and this one gives me a little bit of a vacation vibe, a little bit of a coconut vibe as well. I find this to be a perfect summer fragrance. This puts me in a fantastic mindset. I'm cheerful, I'm uplifted when I wear this fragrance. This one sort of does give me a solar feel, as I mentioned, so it would be one that I might reach for on a vacation. What surprises me is some of the negative reviews on this one. Of all of the La Vie Belles, this is higher on the list of those that I like, that I'm reaching for, and it sounds like not everyone feels that way, which does surprise me quite a bit. But I love it. I think it's a fantastic fragrance and one that I enjoy. This is Soleil Cristal by Lancome from the La Vie Belle line. So the next fragrance that I have is one that I discovered in 2021, but this has been on the market quite some time, and this is Angel EDT. This is one of the easiest reach fragrances that I have in my collection. I grab this one on days where I just don't know what to wear. I love reaching for this fragrance, and I love the fruitiness that I get here. There are red berries, there's apple in here, which makes it kind of bright. Again, when I think of uplifting scents, this is definitely one that gives me that uplifted, cheerful, bright type mood. It also has sort of a fruity, sparkling, fresh, vibrant feel to it, and one I just love to reach for. Now, this is the EDT. I need to get my nose on the EDP because it sounds like that one's a little bit more heavy. Some people consider that cloyings, maybe a little bit deeper, richer. This one is just easy. It's such a nice wear. Again, one that I reach for quite frequently these days, especially in these summer months. This is Angel EDT by Mugler. The next fragrance that I have here is Atara by Malul, and I'm honestly surprised by how rarely I hear about this fragrance. I really don't hear about it much at all, but first of all, the bottle is gorgeous. It has one side to it with these bright, luminous colors, and then on the back is sort of this vibrant, see-through view, and just a cool packaging with the wood lid. But the scent is amazing as well. This is one that I have received compliments on, and it's sort of in a similar vein to Angel EDT or La Vie Belle in that it's kind of a fruity, cheerful, uplifting type fragrance. This reminds me of if you had Angel EDT and you pulled out those berries and the apple and you replace them with maybe pear and black currant, still mixing very beautifully with the praline that's in this fragrance. Just a gorgeous one, a fruity type fragrance that puts me in a great mood, one I'm really enjoying to reach for. This is Atara by Malul. Next up won't be a surprise for anyone. It's one that I truly enjoy and love. So grateful that I discovered in 2021, and that is the Only One Intense by Dolce & Gabbana. This was on my radar in early 2020. I had heard so much about it, but the white florals kind of had me keep this one at bay, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better. The reviews, the ratings are so high on this fragrance. This is one that I consider to be a quite savory scent. It's intoxicating, it's rich, it's deep. There is coconut in here, there's vanilla in here, and those are the key players to me, but they're also kind of balanced out by white florals. There's cedar in here as well, and I find it to be the perfect balance. The classification of this fragrance is an amber floral. However, for me, I get enough of that gourmand feel here. I believe there's green apple in here. There's also the coconut. I'm getting enough of that gourmand feel in here that it makes me want to reach for this one. It satisfies that craving for me, which is something that I really enjoy. Absolutely love to reach for gourmand fragrances, and this fits that need for me, even though it doesn't really fall into that formal gourmand classification from what I can see. Again, the only one intense, another one I'm so happy to have discovered in 2021 by Dolce & Gabbana. Okay, the next fragrance that I want to talk about, I only have a sample of still. This is Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, but this is most definitely one that I will be bringing into my collection in full bottle form, one that I love. This sort of reminds me of a cherry liqueur. It's beautiful, it's warm, it's delicious. I don't have many cherry fragrances in my collection, but this is a standout. It's one that I'm intoxicated by, and really one that people around me seem to enjoy and appreciate as well. I have been hearing a lot about the cosmetics company recently. I'd love to make my way down there and explore what else they have in the store. I think you can call them also and order and have the product delivered to you. So certainly something I'll explore doing here, because as we transition into the cooler months, this is one I'm going to want to have in full bottle form. Again, that is Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. A beautiful, beautiful cherry fragrance. The next fragrance that I have here is one that I worked really hard to get into my collection. I had a sample of it and decided I absolutely needed it in full bottle form. However, it has been discontinued, which breaks my heart. I finally discovered it in 2021 when it's being discontinued. This fragrance is Lipstick On by the Replica line by Maison Margiela, and another one that I truly adore. It did take me a while to grow to love this one. What I really love about this fragrance is sort of that deep, almost smokiness that you get from it. There's tonka bean in here, there's iris, which gives it a little bit of a powdery feel. You definitely get vanilla here, but it's done a little bit differently than a lot of other fragrances that I have. Specifically, there is bourbon vanilla in here, and that is one of my very favorite notes that I've learned to discover in late 2020 and early 2021. This is one that just makes me feel good. This fragrance makes me feel seductive. It makes me feel beautiful. It's one of those fragrances that I wear for myself. I don't quite know what the people around me think about this one, but it's one that I truly enjoy wearing for myself. I'm curious what the fragrances are that you guys reach for, that you wear for yourself. Maybe they're not crowd pleasing, maybe they're not mass appealing, but they're fragrances that just make you feel good. Most of these on this list do that for me, but this one specifically just makes me feel so good inside. One that I truly love. Now, I was reading reviews the other day, and I saw on L'ange Noir by Givenchy that someone said they prefer that fragrance over Lipstick On, and they love Lipstick On. So I have ordered a full bottle of L'ange Noir because I'm curious what that one's like. Do any of you have that one? If you do, please let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Again, this beautiful, beautiful fragrance is Lipstick On by Replica. Now, the next fragrance that I have on my list is Seductive Noir by Guess. This is a brand new add to my collection, a brand new discovery for me in 2021. And the reason I wanted it was because of the comparisons to Mon Guerlain. This is a very affordable fragrance, and it's a stunning fragrance. This is one that I probably wouldn't have bought based on notes alone because there is sage and velvet in here. Those are notes that I'm not really familiar with. They're not in a lot of my fragrances, but I'm so glad I moved forward with this one. I do see a lot of the comparison to Mon Guerlain. It does very much have that feel, which is unusual because the notes don't really align between this and Mon Guerlain, but I love the seductive quality that you get here. The other thing I really like about this one specifically is that it does smell like Mugler at first, but it kind of takes you on a journey. As it dries down and you're in that deep dry down, I don't pick it up as well. I think the sillage may tone down, at least on my skin, but I get the warmest, coziest, most seductive smell from this, and I truly enjoy the way this one smells. An awesome find for me, one that I love in 2021. I've been wearing this one quite frequently, really enjoying it at this point. That is Seductive Noir by Guess. Now the next fragrance is one that was not on my radar, one that I just stumbled across when I was in Nordstrom one day, and that is Eau Duelle EDT by Diptique. Now this is vanilla done differently. This is sort of a fresh vanilla, somewhat similar to one I'll be talking about in a little while. This has bourbon vanilla in it and really has a freshness in it that I enjoy. It is balanced out with a little bit of spiciness, so there's cardamom and pink pepper in here as well. The composition also has black tea, saffron, and musk. The bourbon vanilla is a standout for me. Just an awesome fragrance that I find to be really nice on those hot summer days. It makes me feel fresh, but still gives me that gourmand quality, one that I love. This is Eau Duelle EDT by Diptique. Now along similar lines to Eau Duelle is Princess by Kilian. This is one I also discovered in 2021. It is a vanilla fragrance. It has a little bit of a fresh feel to it, and I think that's because there's green tea in here, but it also has a heavy marshmallow component to the fragrance. This is a really gorgeous composition, and I feel sort of sophisticated when I wear this, but then I also feel kind of seductive when I wear this. I wore this on my first date night post-COVID, and I felt so good about myself the night I wore this. I will forever tie that set memory to this fragrance and really always have good memories. This is one I hope to keep in my collection long term. The sweetness in this one is balanced out a little bit by the green tea, by the ginger. There's peach in here. Just a beautiful composition. This is one that I'm just glad to have in my collection. I'm not sure about crowd pleasability. I'm curious your thoughts on that one. Do you get a lot of compliments on it? For me, another one I really like to wear for myself because I feel good about myself when I do wear it. This is Princess by Kilian. The last one I have here is Bois Dore by Van Cleef & Arpels, and I just can't get over the narcotic quality of this fragrance. It is intoxicating to me. It is breathtaking. This is one that I hope to have in my collection forever. I smelled it in 2020, so I didn't exactly discover this in 2021. I'll say that I rediscovered it in 2021 because when I first explored this fragrance, I did feel that it was a little bit too masculine for my tastes. Now my scent tastes and preferences have evolved a little bit, and I'm a little bit more open to unisex fragrances than I was before. At one point I did prefer ultra feminine, and I can tell that's changing a little bit, which I like because it is broadening my horizons, and this is one that has definitely done that for me. This is gorgeous. There's vanilla in here, there's almond. I love the way the tobacco plays in here. It's subtle, but it's gorgeous. There's tonka bean, teak wood, and musk. Mineral notes. I don't know exactly what that means, but I always think of Goldschlager with those little pieces of gold in it. Just a stunning, stunning fragrance. I do reach for it more in the cooler months, but I'm not limited with this one to the cooler months. I love it all year round. Just a cozy, comforting scent that also makes me feel confident. Love this one. Bois Dore by Van Cleef & Arpels. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video on fragrances that are the best of the best discoveries for me in 2021, all of which I'm reaching for regularly. I adore them all. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and as always, I appreciate you so very much. I hope you have a lot to be grateful, a lot to be thankful for, and until next time, I'll see you soon.